What if a massive passenger jet could vanish into thin air with 239 people on board, leaving behind no clear answers, no definitive wreckage, and no final word on what really happened? How could a plane simply disappear in the age of GPS, satellites, and global connectivity? This is the story of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370, one of the most perplexing aviation mysteries in modern history. On March 8, 2014, Flight MH370, a Boeing 777-200ER, took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time. It was bound for Beijing, China, and was expected to arrive just over 6 hours later. The crew made routine contact with air traffic control as the plane climbed to cruising altitude. At 1:19 a.m., the final words were transmitted from the cockpit, "Good night, Malaysian 370. Then, radio silence. 2 minutes later, the aircraft's transponder was switched off, and moments after that, MH370 veered sharply off course, turning west across the Malaysian peninsula. It was an unexpected and unannounced deviation from its flight path, but no distress signal was sent. Military radar tracked the plane for nearly an hour after it disappeared from civilian systems. It flew across the Strait of Malacca and then out over the Andaman Sea. Then, nothing. The plane vanished from all radar coverage. An international search began almost immediately. Dozens of ships, aircraft, and satellites from over 25 countries scoured thousands of square kilometers, but no debris was found in the initial search area. In the weeks that followed, a new clue emerged. Data from British satellite company Inmarsat. It showed that MH370 had continued flying for at least 6 more hours after losing contact. The data suggested a final location, a remote stretch of the southern Indian Ocean, west of Australia. A massive underwater search ensued, one of the most expensive in aviation history, but for years the ocean kept its secrets. It wasn't until July 2015, more than a year later, that the first confirmed piece of debris, a flaperon, washed ashore on Reunion Island, east of Madagascar. Over the next few years, more fragments were found on islands scattered along the Indian Ocean. All signs pointed to a crash into the sea, but the main wreckage was never recovered. And the questions only deepened. What caused MH370 to veer so far off course? Was it a hijacking, a mechanical failure, or a deliberate act? The official investigation suggested the plane's change in direction was likely intentional, but it couldn't determine by whom or why. Some theorists point to Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, suggesting he may have taken the aircraft on a planned, controlled descent, yet no conclusive evidence supports this theory. Others speculate about a catastrophic systems failure or even government cover-ups. A few point to geopolitical tensions and shadowy motives, but none of these theories have yielded definitive proof. The disappearance of MH370 isn't just a mystery of modern aviation, it's a profound human tragedy. Families of the 239 passengers and crew from 14 different nations continue to wait for answers. Some still hope for closure, others have accepted the unthinkable. In 2018, the official investigation was suspended after exhaustive searches yielded no new results. The report ended not with conclusions, but with more questions. More than a decade has passed since MH370 vanished. Its fate remains unknown, its wreckage undiscovered, and its story unfinished. So, we ask again, how does a massive jetliner disappear in our hyper-connected world without a trace? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in the depths of the Indian Ocean, or perhaps we may never truly know. This is Epic Time Journeys, and this was the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370.